with it. Okay. So, what did you get when you opted into my email newsletter? I promised you a top 10 list where I told you the top 10 things to keep in mind when you if you want a popular podcast, and I created a video course. And I'm not talking about a small video course. I'm talking about 17 videos on how to create a podcast, 17 videos on how to create a video podcast out of an audio podcast. I mean, it was a very comprehensive thing. And one thing I also included as part of it was I included a survey so I could figure out what the market wanted. Like this email, when you opted into this, I probably sent you about maybe 5 or 6 or 7 emails, very very deep with content, a lot of content, and just one survey where I asked you, what did you want to know about podcasting? How much would you be willing to pay and stuff like that? And I actually got tips on how to do this from Yaro Starak from Blog Mastermind. So thank you to Yaro for that. Okay, so the result, of course, which I've been showing you all this time, is that web page that you're looking at right there. That was my opt-in page. Okay, and then the Google AdWords campaign. Okay, so let's see the Google AdWords campaign. Let me read briefly through this. Okay, so what Tim recommends in the 4-hour work week, and one thing that also Perry recommends is you have ad groups. So you group words on the basis of words that are related to each other. And I actually won't go into these tips. Just get the book by Perry Marshall or watch his free videos. He talks about stuff in quotation marks, stuff in square brackets. He talks about negative keywords. Um, so I mean I won't go into these Google AdWords tips, but I'll just say read the 4-hour work week for this. Get yourself a free copy, watch Perry Marshall's free videos, or just buy their stuff. And they go into how to create a great Google AdWords campaign. So I use their tips. Okay, and the importance of negative keywords. Again, I won't go into this. This is all spoken about by Perry Marshall and Timothy Ferriss better than I ever will. But what I will do is I will link to this slide presentation so you can actually check it out and go over all these tips and also of course I've linked to Perry Marshall stuff in the 4-hour work week, so you shouldn't be lost. Okay, so here are mistakes that I made with my Google AdWords campaign. Now the first thing is I included Google AdSense words and the ad network ads, when I created my ads. Now, um, when you create a Google AdWords campaign, you can choose for it to appear just in the Google search results. Like for example, you can choose for it to appear. You can choose for your ads to just only appear there, or you could also choose for your ads to appear. I'll show you my website. On the AdSense network. Now the AdSense network is all these little websites that have Google AdSense words. So you could actually choose to be on the network as well. So let me click on that. So let me just wait for the AdSense ads to pop up. So you can, for example, you can choose for you to appear on ads like that. You could also choose to appear on the Google network, and part of the Google network is ask.com. So you could also choose to appear there, and there are a few other sites in the Google network. Now, my first mistake was including my ads in the Google AdSense ads network and the ad network of ask.com and all these other ads, and I'll tell you why. The reason why is because what I should have done is I should have only appeared on the search results, and I should have optimized for that. So I should have made sure I'm getting the maximum click-through rate, the maximum opt-in rate before I extend my campaign out to the Google AdSense network and the ad network. Because the thing is, the Google AdSense network and the ad network actually gets you a much worse click-through rate, a much less people opting in. So you really want to, in using the 80-20 rule, you really want to make sure you expend all your efforts on making sure that for the Google search results you're fully optimized there. Then you can extend it out to other places. It's just like you should work on the Google AdWords network first before you start going to the Yahoo sponsored search and others, because you'll just get the most traffic from the Google AdWords network. Okay. Um, And all these are tips that come from Perry Marshall's, like create a separate ad groups for AdSense ads and for the ad network ads because they perform worse, they get less click through. So yeah, those are some tips, and all these are in the slideshow, which you're going to look at a bit later on. Okay, so before testing your ads, again, make sure you pick up the definitive guides to Google AdWords from Perry Marshall, and definitely ask me questions in the comment section, and I'm gonna link to this slide presentation, and I'm gonna go through the stuff I've linked to in the past from Perry Marshall and Timothy Ferris. You're gonna get a lot of tips from that as well. Okay, so what were the results? The results were combining the AdSense plus ad network plus search results impressions. I got 952,373 people who actually looked at my ad, and the number of clicks I got was 875. That's a click-through rate of 0.09, which is, to be blunt, that's absolutely terrible. I mean, a great click-through rate, we're talking about 1%, 3%, 5%. That's a great click-through rate. So, I mean, this is like even less than a tenth of that. I think this is, I really don't want to do my maths badly, but I think this is close to 1/100th of it, but it's definitely, there's a huge room for improvement. Okay, now the number of people I got opting in was 48. The number of people who double opted in was 27. Now that's a very low double opt-in rate. There should have been more people who, this should have been like 40 or something. I mean, this should have been like 44 rather than 19 people. Actually, is that 19 people? That is 20, 21. Yes, that is 21 people. That's almost half of the people who signed into my email newsletter didn't double opt in. So, but in the end, I got 27 people who opted in, and as I speak right now, I'm releasing it with 32 people on the list, which isn't much, but it's enough. So I thought that was enough to justify my going through with it, because um, if if I managed to get 27 people, and my click-through rate was that bad, can you imagine if I doubled it or I tripled it or I quadrupled it? That's the way I was thinking about it, because my click-through rate was terrible. There are a lot of impressions, so there's a lot of traffic going to those keywords. So I just thought it's enough to justify it. So let me go through with it. So definitely pay a visit to mypodcastingtutor.com. Ask me questions or give me suggestions in the forums, in the comment section below. And as I said, I created this slide presentation on the 24th of October, and as I speak now, I've released the course, which is Conversations with Podcasting Gurus. So go to mypodcastingtutor.com, which I will show you yet again. So that is mypodcastingtutor.com for more information. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to an end. So I hope this video has been of use to you. Again, I'll be down to answer any questions. Thank you very much.